I acknowledge with Ethan that I stand on stolen land belonging to the Aboriginal people. I also acknowledge that the people of Palestine are struggling in a similar struggle for human rights and land rights. And I acknowledge the organisers and thank them for this opportunity to speak to you today. I also acknowledge you here. Your persistence is absolutely encouraging, and your fight for the rights of Palestine and the way you conduct yourselves, you must be congratulated and encouraged. It is outstanding. We bring you condolences. We bring you condolences on the brutal murders of key people who have been involved in the struggle for the rights of Palestinians. And we know that these assassinations are coordinated possibly through Pine Gap, through the technology at Pine Gap. So in some ways, there is a very strong likelihood that the Australian government bears some responsibility for the assassinations and murders of those key people. And so we say, close Pine Gap. On August 6 and August 9, remember August 9 was just on Friday, the US dropped, 79 years ago, dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Over 200,000 people, men, women and children, were killed instantly. Some, their existence was burnt as silhouettes into the concrete. Many thousands died later of burns and radiation sickness. This event 79 years ago ushered in the nuclear age, and now more countries have nuclear weapons. A member of the Israeli parliament, Vivital Tali Gottlieb, a member of Netanyahu's party, urged him to use nuclear weapons on Gaza. She said just bombing a neighbourhood in Gaza was not enough. It must be completely crushed. Can you imagine? And then she added for emphasis, no mercy, no mercy. Could you imagine anyone being so heartless? And so that's why we say, and that you can understand why we say, no country has the right to have nuclear weapons. Not the United States, not China, not Pakistan, not India, not the Democratic Republic of Korea, Britain or France, and definitely not Israel. Now, as a result of those bombings, the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki get together every year. The mayor of Nagasaki has a commemoration for the victims who died in that war. And on Friday, he invited the ambassadors to Japan to come to the commemoration. But he said, listen to this, he said, I don't want the Israeli, the Russian or the Belarus ambassadors because they will soil. They will soil our commemoration. And as a result, the G7 countries boycotted this event, which was aimed at promoting peace and harmony in the world. And guess who joined them? Our own Australian ambassador to Japan joined in the boycott. And he sent, mind you, a minor official from the embassy, the Australian embassy in Tokyo, in retaliation for the snub of Israel. Imagine that. Imagine the shame of that. They know, you know, we all know that these wars are wars against children. And by God, the children of Gaza have suffered. Only yesterday a school was bombed and over 100 were killed and many more maimed. Faced with the well-known case against Israel for genocide in the international arena and many other horrible facts, the mayor of Nagasaki had no alternative but to ask the presence of the Israeli ambassador would not be welcome. But he said this some time ago. He said it a month ago. And the G7 countries, led by the United Kingdom, the ambassador for the United Kingdom in Japan said, we all know that Israel is running a war of self-defense. Could you ever heard of anything more ridiculous? Yes, the G7 and Australia joined in. And we say it's time our country stood up and took real actions to censure Israel. The bald and unpleasant fact is that Australia is supporting Israel in its genocide in Gaza while pretending to be concerned. We have to reverse Australia's compliance with whatever the US tells us. We demand a country that is independent and works for world peace. We demand peace in the Middle East. We demand a ceasefire in Gaza immediately. And we say, no nukes in Australia, no nukes in Palestine, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, never again. Thanks everyone.